Hey, it's Farrah Larae. Today I'm going to show you my no makeup routine that I do every single day. I'm going to show you all the products and how I get it done. So let's get into it. If this is your first time here, welcome to my world. If you're returning, hey girl. I'm so excited because today I'm showing you guys my everyday no makeup routine. I show this a lot on Instagram, but I don't think I've ever really spent time talking through it. So today's the day. First things first, I truly believe that a good makeup routine starts with a solid skincare routine. So as you can see, I have my eye gels on. These are from my collection, Larae Skin, our Mysteries of God collection, or Le Mystère de Dieu. So I love to do some good skincare before. I'll just put these on after I've done my whole skincare routine. I actually like to take the excess liquid from the package and I just dab it in different areas of my face because I love the fact that these have collagen in them, which is really, really good for the skin. So doing a incredible skincare routine first actually makes your makeup routine that much better. So make sure that you are doing that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm obsessed with these, honestly. You guys click the link in the description box and go order you some, por favor. Okay, so first things first, again, skincare is everything. So I first start with my Grace Honey Oil from Larae Skin. And once I put this on, then we are off to the races. Just a little bit, a little really does go a long way. I just like to take the little dropper and put it in those different areas and then massage it in to my skin. Not everyone should be wearing oil or can wear oil, but if you are someone who can, then you definitely should. Our Grace Honey Oil is very light, very lightly fragranted as well. You get like a little hint of vanilla, but it's very pleasant. So this for me is amazing before I go in with my foundation. It really helps my foundation to lock in, but also provides a sort of protective barrier for my skin. So if you comment below, let me know, do you use oil for your face? Do you not? Things work differently for different people. So for me, this works like magic. It actually helps my makeup go on like butter and I love it. Once I do this, because again, skincare is everything, after I massage my oil in, I like to go in and just do like a light facial gua sha with my fingers. Sometimes I have my actual gua sha and I'll go in and just massage my skin. What gua shaing does for your skin, it helps with a lot of like lymphatic drainage. So if you have like puffiness under your eyes or your skin just seems a little bit overwhelmed, that gua sha goes to help and pull some of that out. So sometimes I'll just go in just like this and pull some of that out with my fingers. Up next, we have our foundation. I like to use the Maybelline Matte Poreless Foundation. It has up to a 12-hour wear. My sister actually taught me a trick that you can massage your foundation in like lotion. And so I've been doing that since she taught me. And I feel like I've seen a big difference. So I'll go in, I have this little brush. It's like an angled brush. I'll just go in, dip it inside my foundation, and then I'll literally just like blotch it all over my face. But I've been seeing a major difference ever since I started putting my foundation on like lotion and not just putting it on with the Beauty Blender. Now, I will use the Beauty Blender in addition to that little lotion massage moment. It's really just to define things when I get closer to the end of the application process. So it looks crazy starting out, but it works wonders. I truly love the difference and the results I have. So I just massage it in like this. So for those who've known me for a long time, you know that I didn't used to wear makeup. I actually started wearing makeup a couple of years ago. We grew up not wearing makeup. I really didn't know how to apply it or what to buy, how to match my skin tone and all those sort of things. And a couple years ago, I got with my sister and I was like, can you teach me? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So she took me to the store and put me onto a few products and I've just been using those ever since. Some I opted not to use, others I've kept. It really just depended on what I felt like I liked. And that's something that I definitely suggest is find what you like. You don't necessarily have to use a product just because everyone's using it. You don't have to have a part of your routine that everyone else has. Like, find what works for you and allow that to be your personal routine. It can really be whatever you want it to be. The products that I'm going to be showing you today are literally my everyday go-tos. I don't use a ton of stuff every single day just because I like a quick little situation, like a little light beat, as they say. So nothing crazy, but just a little refinement, if that's a good word to use here. But yeah, so nothing crazy. I just go in with a little bit. And then, like I said, I go in at the end with that beauty blender just to kind of like define some of the areas that maybe there's like a little streak from that angled brush that we applied with. I'll go in and do that. And the amount of foundation that you apply is totally up to you. I don't really like to do too much. I do a little bit, like I said, just a little bit of refinement. It kind of gives you like this like airbrushed effect, which I think is super cute. So yeah, definitely to each their own, like make it up. But I'm showing you guys what I do in case you want to try. Up next, we have the eyeshadow. I like to apply my eyeshadow next because after my eyeshadow, I like to try to define the lines of it. So I have this palette. I bought this like a few years ago. Mind you, all of this is drugstore, y'all. None of this is sponsored. If you want to sponsor though, call me. None of this is sponsored. These are just genuinely the products that I use every day. I don't know what kind of brush this is specifically, but I use this one to apply to my eyelid for my eyeshadow. Again, I just started wearing makeup a couple of years ago, so I'm still learning a lot. So this isn't me saying like, oh, expert advice, please do exactly as I say. No, girl, I'm still trying to figure it out. So if you have some tips and tricks, leave them in the comment section. So with my eyeshadow, I just go in and I'll do kind of like a circular moment, and I go off of the side of my eyelid, trying to kind of give this cat eye effect. I don't know how to do eyeliner. I really want to learn how. In fact, I've seen recently that the same way you can get your eyebrows microbladed, they have like a eyeliner. I was gonna look more into that because I'm like, girl, if I can have a permanent eyeliner without having to apply it myself and mess it up every single day, count me in. So comment below if you know more about that as well. So basically I go in with this dark brown first, and then I'll go into like this bronze color here. I like an ombre effect as well. So these two are a really nice contrast. And then I finish things off with this like really light brown over here. I don't want it to be super dramatic, you know, as an everyday look. Nothing super dramatic, nothing super crazy, but definitely enough to know like, okay, there was some effort made here today. You know what I mean? So I just go in with those, and I kind of try to blend them together a little bit. And then I'll end things off with this lighter color here in the middle. And like I said, it all starts out looking very messy. I don't have like this perfect first application. It's really just me cultivating it over time. So please don't judge me. Okay, so that's that. That's the eye, guys. Literally so simple, so straightforward. And then I'll just go in and clean it up after this. Like I said, I take it out as far as I'd like, because when I go in, up next, I'm gonna use my concealer. I go in with the concealer and I actually start to kind of define the eyeshadow. This is the Tan Neutral e.l.f. concealer. So I just go in with it and go underneath my eye. I love a good concealer, y'all. Like, comment below if you also have an obsession with concealer, because I have found a recent obsession. But I'll take it and I'll just kind of go like this, because I'm gonna define that eyeshadow line that we just created. Go down here, go underneath here. And then sometimes if I see other little areas, conceal, don't feel. I'll use the beauty blender to go in and blend this out. And again, everything just always looks crazy starting, right? I'm still learning. I've seen a couple of different influencers or like celebrity makeup artists. I try to glean a lot from celebrity makeup artists, mostly because of the fact that they understand the theory of makeup a little bit more. And then also they are more apt to know about different skin types. So I'm always like looking into them. But I love watching influencers in general. But for the education of it, I don't know why, I just like the inner and outer workings of a thing. But I love watching celebrity makeup artists and like hearing their why behind some of the things that they do. I started my skincare company a couple years ago, and so I was already doing my skincare routine prior to my makeup, like, you know, doing like a face mask or some eye gels or even a lip mask, which we also have at Larae Skin. But I was already doing that, and then it was kind of like hit or miss. Well, one day I was watching a YouTube video with Kim Kardashian's makeup artist, and he said, make sure you do some skincare, do like some face masks. And so I was like, oh my God, I know what I'm doing, which is awesome. So now I try to be a little bit more deliberate about it, more than I used to in the past. So I love concealer because it just goes in and really brightens things up, especially underneath the eyes. And I use it to kind of clean up that eyeshadow line that we created, more so like define it. Once I'm done with my eyeshadow, I like to immediately do my eyebrows. No specific reason, it's just my method to the madness. So I'll go in with my little spoolie and make sure that they are nice and brushed in the position that I want them to be. And I actually don't use, this might come as a shock, for my eyebrows, I like to fill them in with eyeshadow. And I don't know why I started doing that. I think maybe I ran out of like an eyebrow pencil one day and just decided to start doing it. And the rest is history. So here we are. But I'll just go in and just make sure that they're where I want them to be. And I actually use this palette here. It's the World Tour palette by Chrissy D Cosmetics. I don't even know if Chrissy's making new palettes these days, but this is one of my dear friends and I love her. I got this palette a couple years ago and I've just been using it ever since. But I'll go in first. She has this chocolate colored brown in there that is called Dubai. She has all of the different countries. She has Shanghai, Istanbul, Egypt, Dubai, Paris, Seoul, Rome, Sydney, Moscow, and Barcelona. So I like to go in with Dubai, and I'll just take, I have this, again, it's another angled brush, but it's a finer one. And then I also have this one that I'll go in and I'll just take it, get a little bit of shadow on there, and then I'll just like brush it into my brow. Yeah, I don't know. I for some reason I prefer it over an eyebrow pencil now. I don't know why. Comment below if you use an eyebrow pencil, if you use eyeshadow or something else entirely. Now, one thing I have done in the past is gotten my brows microbladed, and I am obsessed with that. I actually need to go get them done again. It lasted me a really long time, and it was amazing. I didn't have to fill them in at all. And really, I don't have to fill them in. I don't, you know, everybody, we all are beautiful the way we are, but I just think it's a nice little enhancement. So it defines the brow a little bit more with your makeup. So comment below, let me know what you do. Do you fill them in? Do you not? Do you get them microbladed? I want all of the tea, you guys. Like I said, I'm no expert, so I'm still learning and growing with you guys. Brush them up a little bit. Make sure everything is defined. And then sometimes you gotta go in and make sure that I don't know what these are called. Is this like a tail? You guys, what is this called? On the end of the end part of your brow, and you gotta clean that up. You wanna make sure that it's not too harsh, and you wanna make sure that it's also not too loose. You just wanna make sure it feels right. I was watching Ginny and Georgia one time, and she says in one of the opening lines, like one of the first few episodes, she's like, my mom taught me, like, you shouldn't know where your makeup starts and your face ends, or where your face ends and your makeup starts, something like that. But I was like, oh my God, she's right. Like, you always want to make sure that you go in and just refine everything. Make sure everything is fine-tuned and clear and exactly where it's supposed to be, okay? All right, moving on. I actually also don't use a lip liner. I use the same thing from my Chrissy D Cosmetic palette. You can use any palette, you guys, but I go in with the same color as I did in my brow to fill in with the Dubai, and I just line my lip with this eyeshadow. So I use the Dubai for my eyebrows and my lips, and then I use the Paris to actually fill in the middle. So I go in with that brown overline, and then I just dab a little bit of that pink Paris. Put it right in the middle. And that's it. So your girl, just keeping it real simple in these streets. All right, so up next, I actually wait until the end for my lip gloss because I like to set it, do the setting spray. And because it's eyeshadow and it has that more so powder effect, I feel like that's a really great way to lock that in underneath the gloss. So we're gonna move right along. Now, let me tell you guys about this product real quick. Again, this video is not sponsored, but it's a product I definitely believe in. This is Lash. It is an eyebrow and eyelash growth serum. They've been #1 in Latin America for the last 15 years. They're now here in the United States. I had the privilege of working with them. And typically, after I do my skincare routine, more so just like washing with soap and water, and then I'll go in and apply this. It's just like an eyeliner, but the cool thing is it stimulates your hair follicles. So you go all the way in. You can't do it with makeup on because it defeats the purpose. But after I do my cleanser, I'll go in and I'll just put it at the very root of my eyelash and then as well as in my brow. And you let it sit for like 2 to 3 minutes and then you can continue your routine as usual. But it stimulates your hair follicles in about 3 to 6 weeks, you'll actually start to see results. So if you want to try Lash, click the link in the description box and check it out. Let me know what you think. But they also have mascara, and that's what I'm going to be using today. They have a waterproof mascara, and they also have a vegan mascara. In general, I'm not really a waterproof kind of girly, so we're going to be using the vegan mascara. I want it to come off. When I'm ready for it to go, it has to go. Do you know what I'm saying? Comment below. Are you a waterproof mascara girly? Are you not? I just prefer not to do waterproof. But we're gonna go in and just put some of this on. This is the Lash vegan mascara. And just put a little bit on there. Another thing that I don't do, again, which might be taboo, I don't put mascara on my bottom lash. I don't like when it smears. I don't know why I must close my eyes so much throughout the day, but I don't really like that. And not even just with this mascara, but just any mascara I've used so far. Comment below if you found like a smearless bottom lash mascara. Put your girl on. But yeah, I just like to go in, put a little bit of this on just to extend them. Y'all can see I started using Lash again recently to start growing my lashes. So y'all are gonna see the growth, okay? They've already been growing, but you guys are gonna see they're so pretty and thick and long. People are like, are those your lashes? Like, yes, girl, this is me. So, love this. All right, so once we've got our mascara on, we are almost finished. It's almost time to wrap things up, girl. All right, so we're going to be using, this is again, all of this is drugstore. I really don't even know what brand this is. Prolux, if I'm saying that right. It's a blush palette. Y'all tell me which one I usually use the most. Comment below. We're gonna call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which one do I use the most? So since she's running out, I kind of alternate between this one and this one. This one on this end, she's darker. This one, she's a little bit lighter. It just depends on the day and the vibe I'm actually going for. I have this little powder brush that I use to do my blush, to apply my blush. So I'll just go in, dab, and then take it and go down. I try to stress those cheekbones a little bit so I can see where I want it. Now, on the days when I'm not doing a whole eyeshadow moment, I will just take my brush and bleed into my eyelid to get a little bit of color in there, make it feel a little bit more alive, like if I'm in a super rush or I just really don't feel like applying eyeshadow, just to add a little bit of color. And then same thing on this side. I start up and then come down. And then I just try to make sure I have full coverage, not forsaking any area. Now, another thing I do, I'll just take her and go into other little areas. Again, just for me, it just adds a little bit of color. So I don't know. It's just a thing I do. Comment below if you do that as well. Now, another thing I heard Beyonce's makeup artist say, you take a little bit and you put it in here. Adds a little bit of intrigue I love it. I do it all the time. Comment below if you do this. Y'all would never know. We're almost done. Up next, we are going to go in with our setting powder, which I use the e.l.f. HD powder. This one, I actually got this lighter than I wanted to. I had been using a different brand entirely for a little bit, which was more of my skin tone. And then I decided to try this one because I was using e.l.f. before, but the color was different. So what I ended up doing, this was like white, like translucent, girl. Like what I ended up doing was taking some of the powder from the other brand I was using and I mixed it in here a little bit so that I can get the color that I actually wanted, which is closer to, I don't know if you guys can see that, which is closer to my skin tone, just because you don't want to be walking around looking like something you're not, okay? So I have this foundation brush that I use to actually, I just like the way that it's shaped, because I like to take it and go in underneath my eyelid, get a little bit on there, pat it out, and then I just go down underneath my lid, and then up here a little bit as well. And then I'll let it sit just a little tiny bit. I really don't let it bake too much because again, this is like me being in a pinch and needing to hurry up and get out the door in the morning. So I'm taking much longer with you guys because I'm explaining it to you, but it usually doesn't take me this long. So yeah, it's just a little bit. I go in there like that, let it sit for a second, and then I just press it in. One of my friends said that her friend, who's a celebrity makeup artist, said that it's called pressing powder for a reason. Don't dust it off. You brush it, you press it in. So I was like, life changed forever. Just up the nose, the bridge of the nose a little bit. Underneath, I try to seal some of that stuff in. And then just in some other areas where maybe some loose makeup got and you don't want it to smear. That's it. So now we're gonna go in with the setting spray. I'm using this NYX matte setting spray. That's it. So I'm gonna let this sit for a second and then we're gonna put some lip gloss on. I really will just pull any lip gloss that I have conveniently, whether it's just in front of me. I have like a vanity at home, so if it's in my vanity, I've got a bunch of different little things in there. So I'll just grab something. But today I have this Milani Fruit Fetish lip gloss. It's strawberry lemonade flavored, and I'm just gonna put this on top of it. But yeah, I'll just like opt for any sort of lip gloss and put it on there. This one I know has a little tiny bit of a peachish tint, so it's adding a little bit more color than what we originally put. But typically I'll go in with just a clear lip gloss. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss anytime I drop a new video. Make sure you follow me on social media at It's Farrah Larae. Wherever you have social media, I'm on Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram, all of the places, girl. So go find me and let's get connected. Make sure you say hey. Let me know that you found me from YouTube, and I can't wait to share more faith, fashion, beauty, and lifestyle videos with you. Until next time, bye.